now to the nationwide measles outbreak, now the worst since 1992. The CDC logging 18 new cases last week alone, bringing the total to just over 1,000 for the year. And now our next guest sounding the alarm about loopholes in vaccination requirements that could lead to further infections. Here to explain is CEO of Independent Women's Voice, Heather Higgins. Heather, thank you so much for being with us.
So glad to be here this morning.
Tell us about the loopholes, because this is very scary, especially as a mom.
Yeah, well, and you're a mom too, so you've written very movingly about what a gift Hayden is to you.
Thank you.
And she's 3.5 now, but particularly when infants are small, we all see these measles outbreaks occurring all over the place. In fact, we've already cracked 1,000. They're in 28 different states. The country's at risk of losing its elimination status if we continue to have this go through October. We were actually paying attention to this because IWF has lots of women who work there, have a couple of new babies. We had our latest edition just a week ago. And Griff Jenkins was reporting about how this flood of immigrants was no longer just young men from South America. It was people from all over the world that he was seeing. So one of our colleagues, who's an MD, was curious and just went and looked up what are the CDC regs on this. Well, it turns out there's an enormous loophole. If you're coming into the country and you're a legal immigrant, we very sensibly have all these, much like other countries, vaccination requirements that you're supposed to fill. But if you're coming in any other way, including as an illegal immigrant, even one who's apprehended, there's no such requirement for you. So we created a petition at iwv.org asking people to have sensible vaccination requirements for people coming into the country.
Yes, that makes sense, to protect all of the kids that are here already.
Yeah.
And individuals. Okay, you also wrote an op-ed for FoxNews.com, and this is the title: Media Manipulation of Conservative Women is a Disgrace. Why did you write this, and what do you mean by that?
I wrote that because I had done an op-ed or actually a video for Prager University, which talks about the ways in which media can manipulate a story to either elevate or slam someone, and using conservative women versus liberal women as an example. So, for example, one of the things in there is Vogue magazine has had covers of Hillary Clinton, and they've had many covers of Michelle Obama, but you get to Barbara Bush, you get to Laura Bush, you get to Melania, no covers. And Vogue is free to do that. They're a private publication, but it's a pattern that you see over and over and over again.
Especially knowing Melania's past with her modeling career, and her style is exquisite. And then something else that shocked me, you talked about what was going on at Marie Claire when they published that article of the 50 influential women and why they're voting in the 2018 midterm elections. What'd you find there?
Well, they're highly selective. So there's a lot of tokenism about maybe you sometimes include a Republican. I believe in the Marie Claire one, there wasn't a single Republican.
You would think out of 50?
You would think. But the point of these articles, really, if you are operating at a meta level, is they do things because it helps either do damage control or it promotes a larger narrative. And so, for example, when people were making fun of or not liking, well, when they were making fun of Hillary's pantsuit, suddenly I believe it was Glamour had this whole spread making pantsuit chic, right? And there was a big push to do that. When Elizabeth Warren was not well liked and viewed as sort of harsh and fighting all the time and bitter, they started doing these exposés about what a tough fighter she was, and these were characteristics to be admired.
When we're in the grocery store, I just wish they would be fair so that our children can make decisions and choices.
But when you're in the grocery store, remember, if you've got an infant, going back to the first topic, who is 12 months or under, they can't get the MMR vaccine. They are highly vulnerable. The World Health Organization just declared that pandemics are the new normal, and the big reason, porous borders. So we do have a real problem. Doctors who treat people who are legal immigrants tend to be operating illegally, can't report it to the CDC.
Thank you so much for your efforts to make our country safer. We appreciate it.